Hi, I'm with Deme Cooper's former roommate, and you said you wanted to go by Aya? Anaya? Hi.
Yes. Hi.
I wanted to talk to you about Deme really quickly, because I don't think we all know a whole lot about Deme Cooper in some way. What do you think of Deme Cooper as a person? Is he likable? Is he relatable? Does he have a good sense of humor?
Demi, I've known for some years. He is likable. He does have a friendly personality. Although he does have a few issues with behavior. He does get very mad easily, and actually kind of violent. And his sense of humor is kind of dry. He doesn't really understand a lot of social cues and the changing of someone's tone of voice. So,
Can you give me an example of some of those social
someone,
cues? Can you give me an example of some of those social cues?
Like if you raise your voice with a question, like at the end, he doesn't understand. He takes more like statements, and he's a very serious person. Like, let me think.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. We can come back to that. But I was thinking like like maybe if you said so and he takes it as so what and then immediately gets mad, maybe?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Interesting. Well, anyway, how long have you known Deme or lived with Deme, I should say? Would you be willing to kind of say the general area where?
Well, let's see. I met Demi when I first moved to Oregon about 12 years ago, but I've known him for about maybe 4 years. I lived with him for almost a year. January to October, I believe, is how long I lived with him.
Okay. So that would be next year, October, not... Okay, no, never mind. I'm not thinking about that right in time. Where was this? I don't want to say exactly, but the general area? Like, was it North Portland? Southeast?
Beaverton.
Beaverton, okay. Yeah, I got a friend in Beaverton. One of my best friends, actually. And do you know of any mental ailments, then, in that case, of not picking up on social cues? I've actually heard that he is not mentally well, and sometimes I wonder if people do genuinely and sincerely need mental help.
Definitely. He has definitely struggled with mental illness as long as I've known him. He's had breakdowns. He's been to the hospital multiple times. I know for sure, for a fact, that he has told me that he does have autism and bipolar disorder.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very concerning. So, does he know a difference from right and wrong? You said he was, or he doesn't like Black Lives Matter, and he doesn't support them, but I've heard that he was once a part of them. Do you think that's likely at all?
I mean, that just doesn't seem likely to me, because I feel like he would have, talked to me about him joining it, and, I know he likes to buy merchandise for causes that he really supports, and I've never seen him wear, a Black Lives Matter t-shirt or anything, so I find that unlikely, but, if you have a source that says otherwise, then maybe so.
It's very interesting. I think on some level, do you think he knows the difference from right and wrong then? Because I've heard that he kind of doesn't, or he doesn't know maybe how to navigate through it.
Right and wrong.
Do you think he sees the world in black and white?
Like black and white, definitely. He doesn't know.
Metaphorically speaking, in just there's no gray areas, no shades of gray, nothing in between right and wrong, nor ambiguity, I think is the right word. Does that sound accurate?
Basically, yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for making this audio log with me. I know it's not always easy to talk about these things. It's very difficult for people to open up sometimes about some of this stuff. And, I don't know what Deme Cooper is like. It shouldn't be impossible to empathize with other people around you, regardless of disagreements. And, I've gotten a journalist out of this patriot movement before, and I can tell you he kind of got screwed over. A gay journalist, and, that brings me to the next subject of, do you think Deme, because you told me that he had a boyfriend at one point, was it an actual boyfriend? Are you sure it wasn't just besties?
No, yeah, Demi definitely did have a boyfriend.
So he's not bi?
No, Demi's definitely gay.
Okay, just to clarify. So, I'd like to think that almost puts him at odds for joining this movement, then, of patriots. Has he always been a part of them, as far as you know?
No, actually. And that's just kind of strange. Like, for sure he's joined the Patriots, because he's always not talked about them in the brightest of ways, too.
He hasn't what?
Like, it's kind of like him in Patriot Prayer. He always just talks about how they were just fighting with Antifa all the time, but Antifa was named the bad guys.
Gotcha. So, how long have you known him to be a part of that movement? And
about when I moved in with him is when I started learning about him and that movement. He didn't share a whole lot. There seems to be a lot of secrecy formed around that, but
gotcha.
When he did talk about it, it was not, like, great.
Well, I'd find that believable, given that the other journalist I got out of it said that they kind of like to take it to a dark place and be something akin to a militia. I don't know if you want to comment on that, but I think this kind of gives a better picture, a little bit, of who Deme Cooper kind of is. And I thank you. Alright, that was Anaya speaking on the experience of getting to know Deme Cooper as Deme Cooper's former roommate. So, we all know that Deme is involved with Patriot Prayer to some extent, as some sort of member, as some sort of associate, as some sort of propagandist who also sort of led a cyberstalking campaign. And that's something I want to talk about in a future video, or maybe a couple future videos, the whole Demask and Dogs campaign. So I hope you all look forward to that one. And, I'm going to see you in a future video. I hope this also proves, in some small way, that we may not even really treat mental health very seriously at all, or very effectively at all in this country, knowing he's been in and out of the psych ward. So, there you go, everybody. Hope that helps. Have a great day. Don't let COVID-19 get you down. Don't let it stop you. And I'll see you in a future video.